Welcome to today's morning report market analyst videos with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets on Wednesday, 27th of June. There had initially been overnight a suggestion that market sentiment was beginning to settle down a bit, but certainly seems in the early moves of today's session that that doesn't really seem to be the case. We've seen equity markets which had initially sort of found a basis of support, but look at the DAX, the CAC, and the FTSE all falling away. Now we've seen the oil price spiking higher on Brent Crude, sharply higher yesterday by and WTI by around about 3% on the day, following on from suggestions that the US was going to try and put the screws on its allies to basically shun Iranian oil supplies. Subsequently, oil shot higher yesterday, breaking up. And my chart today is Brent Crude, and I'll talk through that in a bit. But it's certainly interesting that that is helping FTSE outperform, if nothing really else. But initially, the sort of risk sentiment had been sort of turning a little bit less negative, but that seems to be just another chance to sell, seemingly. You've seen basically a bit of a settling on markets on the forex, with euro basically flat on the day, sterling a touch lower. You had the first first speech from new Bank of England MPC member Jonathan Haskell yesterday, who suggested he was sort of on the dovish side. So subsequently, sterling fell away a little bit yesterday. 32 figure is a level to watch out for on sterling dollar. But we've seen the yen regaining a bit of strength this morning, having unwound some of its recent gains yesterday. It's sort of back in the driving seat a little bit this morning. And generally speaking, it's interesting that we've seen. Actually, let me show you the yields, whereby the Treasury 10-year Treasury back below 285. Bund yield also falling away. Gilt yields also falling away. So this is helping to sort of paint a picture, or I suppose the risk-off sentiment that continues to run through markets. But yeah, we're still seeing that with the VIX volatility pulling higher once more this morning, and it's yeah, this is all just generally risk off once more. So today we've got little bit of data. We've got before that Bank of England Mark Carney speaking, financial stability report press conference. So that will be an interesting factor for sterling and gilts again. But data-wise, we're looking at the US durable goods at 130, pending home sales, and the EIA inventories. So we've got, just as a little aside, we've had the Kiwi, which is underperforming as well today. 7-month low on business sentiment, just as an FYI there. But into the afternoon, we're looking at the durable goods ex-transport data, which is plus 0.5%, so decent gain on the month there. And then the pending home sales, 0.5% increase on the month. Distillates, crude oil drawdown. Now we had a larger than expected API inventory drawdown yesterday on the crude stocks, so we could see that number getting a bit of influence in the market today. And then the RBNZ tonight, which is expected to remain on the dovish side, with inflation sort of still pretty subdued, expected not to raise rates at all this year, keeping at 1.75. So that takes me on to my chart today, which is the Brent Crude price. Now, we've seen that oil had been sort of corrective throughout the past month or so, but there's been a bit erratic since the OPEC meeting. Initially higher on Friday, then back lower again on Monday, but sharply higher yesterday once more. And that moved to the upside yesterday. It's taken it above the 21-day moving average, broken the corrective downtrend, and look at the momentum indicators. Stochastics rising strongly now. The MACD lines are performing a bull cross, and the RSI above 50. So the mini breakout above 75.86 completes a little base pattern. You can see it better on the hourly chart, actually. This sort of little base pattern. That implies around about $3 of gain. So if you measure that from 75.86. What's that? 78.85 area. 78.85, and certainly suggests that we're going to be testing that early June high potentially. So turning this corner now, and posting higher lows in each of the past few sessions with a bull candle. This looks quite decent. So that neckline at 75.85 becomes supportive for a little intraday correction today. But certainly you'd say that momentum indicators on the hourly chart as well are nicely configured now, and you've got this decent momentum. So any sort of unwinding move we get today, I think, is a chance to buy. On Brent Crude. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later.